if you're a Taurus born April 20th to May 20th, what can you expect for the month of May 2018? Let's tune in and find out. Okay, so I feel like initially you're just going to have to slow down, that there's some things that if you slow down, they're not going to trip you up. But if you kind of continue to go at the speed that you're at, there are things that are going to come into play that are going to force you to stop and to deal with. So it's about looking underneath and seeing some things, and this also feels like it could be personally, things that you've been avoiding, behaviors or emotions or situations within yourself that you haven't really wanted to look at, behaviors, and that if you don't, they may trip you up. So somebody else may call you on them, or there may be an embarrassment or a situation where you get yourself into something uncomfortable because you haven't handled maybe could be anything from an addiction to just bad behavior, or not really, really aware of things that you were supposed to be doing. So details falling away, so that there's an embarrassment there at work because you weren't, head was in the clouds, which is unusual for Taurus, but it can happen. But there's this energy that's coming in that's asking you to pay attention and to look beneath the surface. So you don't want to be too casual about things. You want to be able to slow down and be focused and make sure that you're handling them. So this is actually in an attempt to kind of free you up from being stuck. So when you actually handle these things, you're going to have so much more freedom to be able to feel love and to feel happiness, and there's a relief that comes with handling the things that maybe have been difficult in the past. And so there's an energy there to support you with it. So it's not as hard, it's not as cumbersome, but you just don't want to set it aside. You actually do want to deal with it. All right, well, let's look more specifically into relationships, personal relationships, for those of you who are in a romantic situation, those of you that are coupled. Let's look and see what May has in store for you. There's a lot of synergy that's happening with your energy and your partner's energy. A lot of symbiotic things, working together, planning together, things coming together. Even possibly that you've been planning for a long time or finally coming to fruition. Maybe you were building a house and you're finally moving into it in May. Maybe you're planning a wedding and it's happening, or you're giving the birth to your baby, or you're going to do in vitro. All these, there's a coming together or a union that's happening this month that's really exciting, and it feels like something you're proud of. So it could even be that maybe you've been saving together to buy a ring, or been saving for a great vacation, and the money's finally together. So it's just this celebration of things coming together for the two of you, which is really, really nice. And so there's a lot of happiness and a lot of fun associated with the energy of the partnership. I also feel like there's a dynamic now where maybe you were the one that was shouldering the burden or having to carry the other person, and or rather the other way around, where they were having to carry you, and now you're finally feeling like you can reciprocate. Now you finally feel like you can do something for them, or that you can open a door for them. So there's a balance that's being restored in the relationship movement. So whichever way it is, whether you were giving to them or they giving to you, there's a restoring of the balance of that energy. So nobody feels like they're the one who's being cared for, or they're the one who is taking advantage of, or being taken advantage of, right? So things are starting to level out or balance out in the relationship, which is also good. It makes both of you feel like you're back on the same page together. There is some good energy it feels like the middle of the month, like right after May 15th. It feels like that next weekend there's this big opening for fun and relaxation and fun, especially also at the end of the month. Now, going back to the 15th, there's a new moon on May 13th in Taurus, and that may bring in new exciting opportunities for the two of you as a couple, and it may even bring in, for some of you, a new relationship status. So you may find yourself getting engaged, or some of you may find yourself going the opposite direction, getting divorced, but really happy about it, right? Or breaking up and going, yeah, it was a long time coming, and we're finally both in agreement that, we're calling it quits. So, but I feel there's a relief or a joy associated with it. So I don't feel like if you haven't made the decision, or it doesn't feel like it's a big surprise. although I suppose it can be for some of us, right? If we're not all that tuned in, you're not paying attention to your behaviors, which is what I was picking up early in the month. So just be aware. Listen, when one door closes, another door opens. So if it's something that's unexpected, just know that you can handle it, right? And that there's something better that's coming for you. Now, let's look. There's also, at the end of the month, feels like a really great time to celebrate and to have fun and to be able to get out and to really enjoy one another's company. I like that end of the month, which is also here in the U.S., it's a holiday. We have Memorial Weekend that weekend, which is on Monday, May 30th. So I think that's the date, Monday. And then we also have a full moon on May 29th in Sagittarius. So that's also like I just feel like party and festive. Now, if you're single, that's also a really great time to mingle and to meet people and to have fun. And I feel like this month there's a whole, like so many days for you Taurus to be able to have fun and to celebrate and to meet people. So you're going to find that there's a lot of opportunity to connect with somebody else that is different than the past. And part of that, I feel is like you're more ready. And even though some of you, I feel like this stomach, like I have anxiety right away and my stomach hurts and this pressure. If that's the case, you want to slow down and deal with your social anxiety or deal with your own wounds from the past. And I do feel like this is a month that you're going to feel elevated and be given the resources to deal with that pain and with that suffering so that you don't have to sit with it anymore. So don't push it aside. If something's coming up, look at it. Get yourself to the right therapist or the right doctor, or call someone like myself. I do energy work and energy healing to help release things for people at a subconscious level. So it's not like you have to talk and bring it all up. We just go right to the source and release it, and through channeled dialogue and conversation. So there's all these different ways that you can approach healing. So it's really about just getting yourself to the right person to help you heal. And some of you are being forced to make decisions about relationships, and some of you are being pushed to task that, do I want to stay or do I not? Am I going to shape up? And if I am going to shape up, do I still want to be with this person? So for some of you, it's dealing with, this spinning wheel of what do I want, and am I happy, and is this person the right person for me? And we experience that on a much smaller scale in the dating cycle. So a lot of you will be in this process of dating and noticing, is this somebody I can be with long term? I do feel like there's you're going to have a lot of dance partners this month if you want. So, but it does require you to move forward. It does require you to get out of your own way. It does require you to stop feeling like you've got your foot in the mouth all the time, right? And some of you don't have that problem, but some of you really do hold back. So it really just depends on the other influences, the other planets that influence your personal chart as to how, you really behave. But overall, there's a big opportunity this month to be social, to have fun, and to find romance. It's really up to you if you want to move forward and have that. And that's where I feel some of you are hedging. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't want to take my eye off the ball with my work or my kids, and that's where you're just being asked to let go and surrender and just go have fun, right? And if you get out of your head, don't worry about it, and just, go make a friend. And if you think of it that way, it's much easier. I'm just going to see who I meet. I'm just going to go make friends. And then that takes the pressure off of somebody having to be the one. And when you approach it that way, I feel like you guys will be much better off. I feel your body opening up. It just feels easier. And then you'll really be at your best so that you can be seen. So I do feel like this is a great month for romance for you guys, because you have a lot of support there for your healing to help you get out of the way, get out of your own comfort zone so you feel comfortable moving forward. Okay. All right. And that's also true for, the relationships. If you're coupled, there's a lot of healing that can happen in your personal relationship too, to take it to the next level. So even if you are in a coupled relationship and happy, you can even up that happiness more. So it does feel like there's these unique opportunities. Some of you may be invited to a sudden trip, or maybe suddenly see something on the internet that's a really great price, and you decide, let's go have a second honeymoon. Let's just take off and go. Let's go for our birthday. There may be this surprise rendezvous or surprise trip that shows up for you too, which feels like a lot of fun. All right, so let's move on to money and career for the Taurus for the month of May. So you're being asked to be patient with yourself in terms of putting so much pressure on yourself to perform and having it look perfect and having so many things done at once. You know, you guys are natural workers. You naturally gravitate to doing the right thing, and you know how to manifest. You know how to bring money in. And I feel like this month is the same, that, you know, there's just clockwork things coming in. But I do feel some angst for some of you around how much money that you make, or you don't have enough. Even if you are a billionaire, let's say, there still feels like things that you have to maneuver and things that you have to unlock. And so no matter, you know, whether you're somebody who's trying to make the paycheck or you've got lots of resources, there's still this adjustment period that has to happen. And I feel like this month those things are unlocked for you and they finally come together and things are flowing and opening up. So it does feel like there's a great new opportunity for you to make money this month and to be able to feel more relaxed under pressure. So maybe the worries that you used to have are subsiding, or you're handling the stress better. And even more importantly, I do feel like money's coming in, and you're going to get, especially it feels like around the 20th and on, a lot more opportunity to make more money. I also feel like it's really important for you to invest time in yourself. This is really important, and whether that's in education or whether it's ramping up your game in terms of making yourself valuable to your boss. Maybe, you know, you consider taking a second language, all these different ways in which you can improve your ability to make more money. It feels like this month is a great month to kind of look and deepen your own professional skills or personal skills to increase your career, and people will notice. So I definitely feel like if there's something that you're pondering, should I go to that event? Should I, you know, put the effort in to buy that course? I think yes. I think, you know, I think you're going to see in the month of May that some things are going to start to open up for you that that are going to spur you forward, right? The biggest thing is to not be, you know, don't be in a knee-jerk reaction, or don't do something in haste or in a hurry. Slow down, make sure that you're looking at it, make sure that you're reading and evaluating it. Don't just jump in. Still do your due diligence. That's going to give you a greater sense of satisfaction that it is the one, because I do feel that the choices are vast that you could be putting your time and effort into. So you want to make sure that it is the right selection that you make. And that's just may take you a little bit of time just to kind of go through, and then you'll just notice which one feels correct for you or which one feels the best suited for you. Okay, let's look at anything else about career or money. Some of you may get a payout through a loved one or family member. It may be an estate situation, or it could be a court case or something that is paid to you. Some of it may be a refund from something that you had applied for or that you paid for, and then you decided, no, I didn't want it. And so the money's coming back from that. So there could be a refund or money coming in, but it's not associated with your work. And it's outside of that. So it's other people's money or other people's funds or money that you've already paid that's being refunded. So I feel like there's money coming back to you that's not in your career. So look for some extra money that way. All right, let's move on to your health, Taurus, and see what's available for you. So I feel like with your stomach, and I'm also feeling it with the mid back. So you want to be careful with the stomach, and a lot of that is, you know, we have buried emotions there, and we're tender there, anxious there, and so we carry a lot of emotions in the stomach. One of the things you can do is just slow down, take your time, noticing the foods that you eat, noticing the time of day that you eat, notice things that don't sit well with you. So there's a lot of information coming in. And then with this healing, as you're finding yourself feeling uncomfortable, you're going to get you'll get different information about your body to help you with this stomach issue, for those of you that have it. And it could be as little as just like anxiety, and you run into the right person who helps you with anxiety, or you discover a pattern within yourself that you now start to unplug from so that you know how to deal with it. So definitely feel like there's information coming in to help you heal, especially around your emotions. Now, some of you that it shows up more in panic attacks or sinus pressure, because sinuses have to do with, we are hard on ourselves. My head is pounding, right? So there's a lot, can be hormones, it can be thyroid related. So information is going to come into you this month. It could be a book, it could be a person, it could be just the right doctor or physician that's going to show up. You want to keep pushing forward and keep inquiring which one is for you. And then whatever it is, stick with it. You want to stay with it, whichever, because I do feel like there's a lot of energy moving direct and moving forward. So there's not going to be a start-stop that you've had in the past. Maybe in the past you picked a doctor, but then they flaked on you. Or maybe in the past you picked a healer and then all of a sudden you couldn't get in, right? Whatever that start-stop was before, I don't feel like there's any start-stop in the area of your health now. So it's just a matter of you making the time and saying, no, this is important and I'm going to do it. And then I see smooth sailing for you. Okay, let's see if there's any surprises in store for Taurus this month. Yeah, I actually see a lot of people coming around you and celebrating and loving you and really acknowledging you and your value. So I feel this kind of like nice surprise of all these kudos coming towards me, right? So, most of us expect a little something on our birthday, but this is more than just your birthday. It feels like there's this ongoing surprises coming towards you this month in a positive way, of people just showing up around you and happy to see you, people coming or traveling long distance to see you. So you may get some surprise visits from friends who you haven't seen in 10 or 20 years. So there's a lot of energy coming in for you, for surprises for this month. And if it doesn't happen early in May, it could have happened even as late as the full moon in April, on April 28th. Or it could happen further at the next full moon of May 29th for you. So I just see this energy of fun and happiness and surprises where people are coming to visit, but especially around relationships and fun and surprises of seeing people that you haven't seen in a long time. All right, Taurus, have an amazing month. I wish you all happy birthday, and I hope you have a terrific month. If you like my intuitive astrology, please click like and share it with a friend and comment below, and I'll do my best to come back and say a few words to you. And I hope you have a terrific month.